Over 1 million Canadians are of Ukrainian descent, and many are gathering around their dinner tables tonight to talk politics over a plate of pierogies. In times of distress, there's perhaps nothing more comforting than a home-cooked meal. Here's Lauren McNabb.
It starts with a little flour.
Right now we're making the dough.
A lot of muscle. And perhaps more people in the kitchen than you might initially expect.
Like without the proper filling and the proper size of ball, the ladies would complain. And they do complain. Yeah.
2 jokesters at one table, a dozen Ukrainian babas at the next, waiting to fill dough pockets with mashed potatoes and cheese.
Separate.
Perogies, expertly assembled in a Winnipeg church basement. 500 made for charity each week.
Because you got 4 pots in a dough, no washroom break, nothing.
Busy hands for a recipe and work ethic that goes back generations.
Very simple. I've been doing this for over 7 decades.
Taught by her mom, who fled Ukraine during the 1920s, escaping a man-made famine that saw millions killed.
The kind of food they had, the way they were starving then, way back then. She said, I wish you could never live through that.
It's the premise everyone in this room was born into.
My mom and dad came from the Ukraine to get away from the Russian regime.
That search for a better life. They say their parents found it in their new country, but despite the decades and the kilometers that separate them from their old country, they still feel its pain.
They're suffering there. It's supposed to be a free country, but really it isn't.
True freedom, perhaps something Ukraine has never really known, and all this group has ever known.
It goes back to our parents and grandparents.
I think it's so special. And pierogies is part of our tradition.
Like their freedom, it's something they can also pass on. A home-cooked meal Mary almost always brings with her wherever she goes.
I got 2 suitcases.
One's full of pierogies?
Perogies and cabbage rolls, the other one full of jam.
Food and laughter for the soul. Lauren McNabb, Global News, Winnipeg.